Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that distills vital insights from complex sources and brings them straight to you. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, the really fast-moving world of transportation management solutions. TMS, for short. It's a critical area, genuinely reshaping global logistics. And we've got some fascinating data that shows its incredible path forward, our mission, to unpack this new market data. We want to explore what's really driving this huge growth in TMS, and then we'll zero in on where the biggest opportunities seem to be popping up. You might actually be surprised how big this seemingly niche topic really is.
Absolutely. And the insights we're discussing, they come directly from recent, pretty authoritative market data on the global TMS scene. This data gives us a really clear picture, shows us how the sector's performed, but maybe more importantly, where it's projected to go in the next, decade or so. It's basically a detailed map for a crucial part of our global economy.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Because the scale, the sheer size of the global TMS market is, well, it's striking. We've seen sales climb from about $7.7 billion back in 2021 to projected $11.1 billion by 2025. But here's the really big number.
Yeah.
It's forecast to more than double again, hitting a massive $23.02 billion by 2033.
Wow.
Yeah. That works out to a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of 9.56%. That's very solid expansion.
It is. And it's important to see this isn't just like slow organic growth. It's really being fueled by some profound shifts across almost every industry. You've got this pervasive digitalization, right?
Right.
Businesses moving everything online.
Right.
Then there's the relentless surge in e-commerce. That's huge. And just a growing global demand for things like real-time shipment tracking, and much more sophisticated cost optimization and logistics.
So businesses basically need these tools now.
Exactly. To stay competitive, they really can't operate efficiently anymore without these advanced tools. Their supply chains are just getting too complex, too global. That's why we're seeing this level of investment pouring into TMS.
Okay, so with this kind of explosion happening, which regions are really leading the pack right now? North America, it seems, holds the top spot currently. Its revenue grew from around $3 billion in 2021, projected up to nearly $8.9 billion by 2033. That maintains a strong CAGR, 9.15%. And, no big surprise, the U.S. makes up the lion's share, projected to hit $6.73 billion by 2033.
Right. But what's quite interesting within North America is the different speeds of growth. So yes, the U.S. leads in sheer volume, but Canada actually shows a higher CAGR. That's 10.43%.
That's interesting.
And Mexico is right behind it, also strong at 9.47%. This suggests, specific pockets of maybe even faster expansion could be driven by more cross-border trade, maybe new manufacturing hubs, or just faster adoption of modern logistics tech there.
And right alongside North America, you've got Europe, also a major player. Their revenues are set to climb too, from $2.2 billion in 2021 to roughly $6.4 billion by 2033. We're seeing solid growth from the big economies. Germany, France, Italy, they're all hovering around or just above 9% growth rates.
Yeah, and a neat little detail there is that the segment labeled Rest of Europe, well, that's actually forecast to grow even faster. We're talking 10.63%, which points towards, significant emerging opportunities, maybe in less saturated markets on the continent, perhaps where digitalization is really taking off now, and businesses are rushing to adopt TMS to modernize.
Okay, so North America and Europe are strong, definitely. But my eyes are really drawn to the powerhouses of tomorrow, especially Asia-Pacific. That growth story looks even more compelling. A surge from $1.45 billion in 2021 up to $4.67 billion by 2033. That's a really impressive KGR of 10.45%.
And if you dig into that region a bit, India is really blazing the trail. Highest growth rate there at 11.26%. Singapore's close behind, 11.04%.
Strong numbers.
But here's the kicker. The rest of APAC category. It leads globally with an incredible 12.33% CAGR.
Globally, wow.
Yeah. And this rapid expansion is driven by a mix of things. Rapid urbanization is one, the booming e-commerce sector, obviously, which needs super efficient last-mile delivery, and also just very significant strategic investments in smart logistics infrastructure. They need it to support these huge, growing consumer markets.
Okay, following that incredible energy in APAC, let's pivot to South America, also showing really promising momentum, right? That region is projected to expand from about $500 million in 2021.
$531 million.
Yeah, $531 million up to $1.72 billion by 2033. That's a CAGR of 10.47%. Very strong.
It is, and you see this consistent high growth across the region. Countries like Argentina and, again, the rest of South America category, they're both above 10% CAGR. So it makes South America a rapidly developing and, increasingly attractive market for these TMS providers. We're just seeing more complex supply chains emerge as their economies diversify and regional trade picks up. That directly fuels the need for sophisticated management tools like TMS.
All right. Now, before we get to what looks like the ultimate growth champion, let's quickly touch on the Middle East. Showing steady growth, the data says 7.94% CAGR overall.
Stretch.
The UAE slightly outperforms that at 9.14%. So solid, but maybe not the headline story here.
No, I think if you're looking for the most, let's say, dramatic growth story, Africa is the place, the real champion in terms of rate. The TMS market there is expected to jump from just $153 million in 2021.
Tiny base, relatively speaking.
Tiny base, exactly. But leaping to $649 million by 2033, this represents the highest CGR globally, an astonishing 13.4%.
13.4%, that's incredible.
It really is a staggering rate of expansion.
And the source mentions specific countries, like Nigeria and South Africa, both individually above 13%.
That's right, both showing that incredibly high growth rate.
So what exactly is fueling that explosive demand in Africa right now? What are the key factors?
Well, that dramatic surge seems to be propelled mainly by two things. First, significant increases in infrastructure development across the continent. Think new roads, ports, better digital networks, that sort of thing.
Well,
And second, critically, the rapid expansion of cross-border trade within Africa. As these economies mature and regional connections get better, the sheer volume and the complexity of goods moving just explodes. And that requires sophisticated logistics management. It creates this massive and still growing need for TMS solutions. That's what's driving that incredible demand curve. So if we sort of tie all these regional threads together, the overarching trend is, well, it's undeniable. The future of global logistics is going to lean very heavily on advanced TMS solutions. And the source data highlights specific tech advancements powering this, like increasing automation, in warehouses and shipping, incredibly precise AI-driven route optimization, which can save huge amounts of cost and time weight, and also the widespread shift towards scalable cloud-based TMS platforms. These aren't just small tweaks. They are fundamental shifts changing how stuff moves around the planet.
So pulling back to the listener, what does all this mean for businesses? And maybe even for you, just as someone who buys things that travel globally. Well, it seems to me that as this market slides towards that $23 billion mark by 2033, the businesses that get on board with these advanced TMS solutions early, they're likely going to be the ones really steering the future of efficient, cost-effective, and, adaptable transportation. It really becomes about securing that competitive edge and ultimately making sure goods can move globally with, frankly, unprecedented speed and reliability. So there you have it, an in-depth look at the incredible scale and really rapid evolution of the transportation management solution market. It's clearly not just growing, it's fundamentally reshaping how goods move across continents around the world, making global logistics, hopefully, much more efficient.
Exactly. And maybe one final thought to leave you with. As you consider this explosive growth and all this tech adoption, think about how this widespread use of advanced TMS might do more than just optimize the supply chains we already have. Could it actually fundamentally alter global economic geographies, maybe inspire entirely new trade routes, or perhaps even create completely new business models for distributing resources, ways we can't even quite imagine yet? Something to think about.